Hey everyone, we've been asked a couple of times in a few of our other videos to cover actually how we shower out at camp, and especially with the kids too. As a family of 6, sometimes it can be a little bit tricky for those situations when you're off grid and don't have an available shower at the site. So we just wanted to cover a few of the different options that we do. We do alter it depending on weather, location, and all of those sort of things. So we thought we'd cover all of the different ones that we use.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, so what we'll do, we'll kick it off first of all with the one that you can actually see behind us here. So this one here, everyone has seen these.
They're really common.
Yeah, they're available everywhere. So the beauty of it for us is we fill it up before we actually head out to camp, and sometimes actually if we've got space we stick it onto the roof rack so it actually heats as we're going out there. If we don't have the room, we just actually put it out when we get in camp, lay it out in the sun, so then actually the water is heating in the bag itself. So I don't know, LT, do you want to go through this, or I can go through these?
You go through that.
All right. So obviously these ones, like we said before, everyone has actually seen them before, but they do come with these little shower attachments. This one here is actually for the Spinifex one that we've got. And let's be honest, water pressure is, how to put it politely, non-existent.
Yeah, you need to run around to get wet.
Yeah. It's not very good. But, you know, for the purposes of having a quick shower, you know, push comes to shove, that will work. But we also bought one off Temu, actually, the same sort of bag, just so we could have the two running if we needed to. And it actually came with a bit of a better shower head.
Yep.
So it's better in the fact that you actually have this valve here to turn it on and off, so you're not sort of standing there doing everything at 100 miles an hour before all your water runs out.
Yep.
One big thing to mention though, if you are actually going to run one of these, which I'm sure you'd figure out pretty damn quickly, that if you're running a pop-up ensuite like we do, you cannot hang that bag in the pop-up ensuite. It will just demolish it.
Yeah, when you're talking about 19 litres or 20 litre ones, you know, that's 20 kilos. That's 19 kilos if you have the bad boy filled up. So that's a lot of weight to be hanging. So definitely a tree or something like that. So, or if you do put your pop-up ensuite close to a tree or a structure where you can actually have it hanging up outside of your ensuite and just have the hose.
The hose
attachment coming
through
in. The
top.
And have that going through there. Or if you're like me, with no ensuite, you know, just absolutely free ball out there camping. You know, it's really liberating out there, you know, just to strip off and, you know, wet yourself down and flick your hair around just out there, you know, off-grid camping where no one can actually see, because no one needs to actually see that. But, you know, you can. You can,
but you shouldn't. And if any of the hip camp people that we stay with are watching this, I swear to God, he hasn't really done that. It is just a joke.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely make sure you don't hang it in your ensuite, because, yeah, that bad boy will go down. So,
yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, for a cheap thing that you can pick up, you know, you can pick up at the store. They're so common, and they do work.
Yeah,
but,
I think we got that one from even Super Cheap Auto. We were in there for other reasons, and we saw it, and it was well under $20. I can't exactly remember how much we paid for it. But really for us, we tend to use it more for a storage bag and for heating it with the sun. So it sort of heats it beautifully. Obviously, if it's a scorching hot Australian summer day, you might want to check the temperature just quickly.
100%.
But yeah, no, it has worked a treat for us. And like I said, you know, using these sort of things, you know, it works if you're at a stretch, but, you know, probably not the most amazing. You know, don't expect any kind of pressure at all. Not, you know, any kind of flow. I guess
but I mean, it does do the trick.
Yep. Excellent. All right, did you want to cover the next one?
Yep, so this one is, a lot of people have seen this. There's so many different models, but this is the Kickass version of it. So this is a 12-volt camp shower. Look how small that is. You know, you can stick it in your camping gear. You can stick it in your glove box along with your cat food and your arseless chaps like we do. But it's very, very compact. So this one here, there's so many different models of it. Essentially, it has your power. It has your shower head. I will put this together and we will run it so you can see it. But the best thing about this is that, you know, it's 12 volt. You can have it out there even if you don't have like a water source or anything like that. If you've got a freshwater creek or anything like that, that's quite shallow that you can't actually like get your whole body in. This is something where you can actually get down to your creek, whack it in, turn it on and actually shower in there. It is something that we use often. Like, I mean, with our camper trailer, you know, it's got the 80 litre water tank underneath, which we do normally just, you know, take water out and we can shower with that. But this here, as another option, we can just charge it on the battery box or charge it before we go home. And it'll last the whole camp trip. Like, you know, but yeah, we will show you it running over here. But to be honest, like, it's for the price, it was actually quite cheap. I think this is around $50, but there's so many different models. You know, Kings have got a version of it. You can get ones off Temu and all that sort of stuff. So you can get them everywhere. Submersible, just whack it in a jerry or a bucket, or in a freshwater creek if you're out and about. Really easy to use. I think the only kind of downside, I guess, is if you're kind of short on water when you're off grid. This just chews up the water like nothing else.
It goes quick.
It goes so quick. And
you get some pressure though.
Oh yeah.
If you want a decent shower, there's some pressure.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to, you know, blow the dust out of your crack, this is definitely the go. But the thing is, when you do have children, when we go out with the kids and that sort of thing, it is a luxury piece. But the thing is, when we're off-grid camping, you know, water is tight. So the thing is, it's nice for the kids to be able to use this and feel like it's a shower. Yep. But the water, because this pumps so quick.
Yeah, it goes through it quick.
It goes very quick. But it is something that's very easy to use. So works really well in your pop-up ensuites. So you can have it where either you keep your water inside or outside of your ensuite, and then have your cord up coming up with your you know, with the head. What do you call it? The shower head.
Yeah.
And have that up in your ensuite so that you can actually turn her on and shower off. I think a lot of the times where we're trying to like save water, you kind of have it going for a bit, turn her off, soap up, and then rinse off and be done with it. But absolutely great bit of gear. The Kickass one, it was really good price as well. Not plugging it, but great bit of gear, and very compact to be able to take. So a really good option, especially if you're kind of not so used to the off-grid camping, or you're getting back into camping. It is a bit of a I wouldn't say luxury piece, but if you want to have a shower properly, you know, this is definitely something that would probably benefit or suit you. Yeah,
just be prepared to go through the water quickly.
Yep.
And it does come with different shower heads as well. There is like that's the one that we use mostly, I think. That one there, which is a little bit more direct, or you can have one of these sort of shower heads too.
And it gives it's really nice when you do have it hanging up. It actually feels really nice when you actually shower with this. It's it feels good, but water, if you're kind of short on water and you're tight going between different campsites and that sort of stuff when you're traveling, this can eat away your water very quickly. So keep that in mind as well, especially if you're new to camping. Don't go too hard too soon, I guess.
We learnt that lesson the hard way. But with that, like LT said, you can just have a bucket of warm water or anything there, and have that actual thing sitting in it. With that though, that's what we'll go into the third one.
And I just want to add, this is the third one that we actually do, and it's the one that I
think we do the most.
Especially with water's tight.
Yeah. So what this is obviously a bucket. It's just a foldable bucket. That's pretty obvious.
Or a hat. depending
Yeah.
on what time of the day it is and how many beers you've had.
Yes.
But yeah, it could be a hat as
LT
well.
has known to use it as a hat.
I've worn it for a hat a couple of times. Yeah.
Yes, but what we do with this is just heat up the water the same as we would do if we're using the Kickass shower. So we usually heat some water in the billy over the fire, or if we can't have fires, we just heat them on the gas stove, and we pop it in this amazing little pop-up bucket with a bit of cold water, and just get a washer, and then we just pop it in our ensuite, and we pretty much, well, we call it bird bath, I think, sponge bath or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
So yeah, you just wet yourself up, put some soap on your face washer, and then away you go. And it's really quite refreshing.
Yep.
At first I thought, oh no, that's not having a shower, but it really makes you feel quite nice. I tend to, at the end, when I'm finished it all, is just tip the bucket over the top of myself as well, just for the extra little bit. The one thing that we do run, and especially with the kids, is actually how we have a double pop-up ensuite. So the beauty of the double pop-up ensuite is that we have the shower or the bird bath or everything set up on one side. So we shower on one side, and then we have like a stool or a chair or whatever with your towel and your clothes on the other. So once you're finished in the wet side, you'll go across, dry yourself, and then you don't, get all your clothes and everything wet when you're getting out of the shower, because God knows that's awful. Yeah, so I think that this one here for me is great. I do love this one. We take that every single time that we go camping. It's even been beneficial for us when we needed to fill the jerry can out of a freshwater creek at a pinch.
I think that's a definite thing where even before Susan and I did this video, we kind of went like all three options. They all kind of work together in some way, that we utilize one piece for something else that we use. So with the bird bath, exactly like Sue said, where it's minimal water, you can get it to the temperature that you like. Put the billy on, put the billy on, and we do it while the kids are swimming in the creek and it's bloody cold. So we'll get it all prepped up for the kids. Get the kettle on, get the billy, get the water temperature right. You can wipe yourself off, clean everything up so you feel fresh, and then tip it over your head. At the end, just to really freshen up. And it uses bugger all water. But a lot of the other situations, because Sue said we take the Kickass shower all the time, what I'll do is, if the creek, normally we're camping up here, the creek's bloody down here, so what I'll do is I'll take this, and if I want to fill up a jerry or fill up anything else that we have, like a bladder or anything like that, I'll plug this in, stick it into the creek, fill up our jerry cans, and then take it back up to camp. So then we can utilize that fresh water to be able to use this or fill up that. So it's kind of, this is always there, so I can take out water wherever we go, whether or not we use this to shower with, but to collect water. Definitely. Fill up the jerrys, fill up this, fill up that. So yeah, it is. So we always kind of like, and I think Sue's mentioned at the very beginning of, if that's hot and we've been out there and we've had it laying down in the sun all day, we just use that, whack it in here, and away we go. But I do find with this, easy 12 volt. It can plug a USB or a cigarette socket, and you can charge this bad boy and have it there to be able to pull water out, like a little sump pump, to be able to fill up our jerrys and that sort of stuff, and utilize water that we might not necessarily be carrying while we're out.
100%. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. That's covered how we do it. It has worked for us quite well, and the kids, obviously we do have 4 younger kids, not adults, obviously.
They think they are.
They think they are, yes. And they never complain, let's put it that way. They're quite happy to do this. We do a little bit of a production line with everyone, and because we've got a couple of these buckets as well, and it works a treat, and it's nice, especially if you're going out more than just 1 or 2 nights. You want to have that ability to freshen up.
To be able to think, and it's but yeah, there's a few different options there, and I know everyone does things differently, and Suze and I, we don't, the whole caravan idea and everything, and we respect people that have caravans and that sort of thing. 100%.
We'll be there soon, don't worry.
I'm kind of thinking, I wanted to say when we're in our 50s, but that's a little bit too close.
Stop yourself.
But the thing is, it's one of those things where, yes, we go camping in a camper trailer, or we take our gear out old school style and we go out camping like we used to do back in the 80s, and that sort of stuff, where these sorts of bits of gear and that sort of stuff, that's how we used to do it back in the day. And you know, we couldn't, you know, camping in some really remote areas and going to some really cool places before they got overcrowded, like Fraser and everything else.
Oh, don't even mention.
But the thing is, it's a very simple way, and I think we just wanted to, because there was a few questions and comments that were, you know, a few people have asked us how we actually shower, and I think it is a thing. People that, especially when you're thinking about off-grid camping, it's sort of, a lot of people tend to go to places where they have amenities and those sorts of things, but
yeah, we don't like that. We like to be a little bit more remote, and have that option of, you know, the one site only kind of campsites.
Yeah, where you're out in the middle of nowhere, you know, and so I think for what we've shown you, yes, you're probably seeing these sorts of things, but thank you very much for asking, because we're very responsive as far as what people want to know. And even though this might seem like, you know, pretty obvious for some people, but other people that are getting into it, hopefully you got some sort of a little bit out of what we've just sort of shown. And if there is anything else that you kind of want to see, or have any questions, we'd love to do something like this and show you kind of like, you know, our perspective and our view on what that is for us out camping.
Yeah, and what works for us anyway. Especially with the kids as well. You know, it does add a different layer of complexity. But yeah, like we said before, our kids don't complain. So
they don't complain, and it's good to see. It's good. It's good. It's like, honestly, I know I'm probably rattling off now, but it is good to show our kids how it used to be as far as camping and that sort of stuff. You know, like how we used to do it back in the days. Showing the kids, like our children, sort of showing them those awesome experiences, but at the same time kind of learning a few things of like not everything is just, you know,
instant.
Instant and things just magically happen. It's kind of, it's nice to show them a little bit of, you know, some true stuff, you know,
That's awesome. But thanks again. Like LT said, thanks for the suggestion as well, and for reaching out to us and letting us know that's what you would like to see. If there's anything else, let us know, because we're happy to talk about anything to do with camping, 100%.
Yeah, bloody oath. But thanks so much. Keep those comments coming. We really appreciate the following. Thank you guys so much. Honestly, we really appreciate it. If you're getting something out of the videos that we're doing, look, that's unreal. Thank you so much. Just want to say, massive thank you. There's been some awesome people following us, and the comments and all that sort of stuff. Really appreciate it. I can't say it enough. Thanks so much. Like and subscribe, share it with your mates, all of those sorts of things. Please look after yourselves out on the road. Please keep your campsites clean up after yourself for the next person to come along and enjoy it. Please drive safe on the road. Like, seriously, don't be silly. While you're out at camp, don't be I was going to say don't be a dickhead, but I just did. But look, man, enjoy your camping, enjoy the bush, get out there and get amongst it. I just said get amongst it already, damn it!
That's okay. He said, get amongst it.
Awesome. Cheers.
See ya.
See ya.